Alright, so welcome back guys, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today we're giving my review for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 3, Ghosts. So if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss no more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So we start this episode off with wave after wave of walkers coming in towards Alexandria, and we have to watch our survivors fight off herd after herd of walkers. Now, I did like the opening minutes or whatever, opening scene where you see them fight for like all these, for I think it was like, 48 hours. It was really, really cool, and it was really good way to start off the episode. The only problem I have is they did it all here, and I felt like some of the action was lacking for the latter half of the episode, because it just happened in the beginning, and nothing else happened. Now, my second issue here is the title cards. Look, I know fans like the title cards and it shows the progression of time and however long they're fighting the walkers. I don't like them though. I just feel like they take you out of the moment, and there were so many of them. I don't like it. For me, I would have preferred you show them fighting for multiple days or whatever, and then at the end of it all, you show 49 hours or 48 hours later. Done. You don't have to go through different title cards. It just frustrated me. I hate title cards. So it might sound like a nitpick to people, but to me, it's something I really hate. So I kind of had to take points off there. But then you got Michonne checking on Judith. I really did like these scenes with the two of them. I don't know. It was okay. I feel like it could have been a tad bit better. But overall, I felt the interaction between the two of them were good. You got Judith protecting RJ. Really good stuff there. Just, I feel like they could have touched it up a bit and made it a little bit better. Then you move on to Daryl and Michonne going on patrol, and they see Gamma approaching. So I like this idea. So Gamma shows up and tells our group to go wait at the border and wait for Alpha. Now, the one thing I kind of got disappointed in is we didn't get more Gamma here. I feel like Gamma should have been at that border meeting later on, because I feel like they promoted it with Gamma, but then it's like she's not there. It just kind of frustrated me a bit, and they ask her about the herd, and she says that it's not them. So I like that idea. This is a good moment. I just wish there was a little bit more Gamma there. That's not a big con for me. I just wish they put her more in the episode, because I just feel like they promoted her in this episode, but she didn't really do much. But then we got Michonne calling an emergency council meeting to discuss the upcoming plans of what to do moving forward. Now, I did like this council meeting. It was really good. I like how they went around to the people in the community and like the highwaymen and them, how they're frustrated and angry that they're not doing anything. They're just sitting around. So I really like that. It shows like there's actual tension within our group. They're kind of worried, that they're on edge. So I really did enjoy the council meeting, and especially since they're integrating the highwaymen more. I had a feeling like after everything with Ozzy, they were just gonna be thrown to the backside and nothing was gonna happen. So I kind of like how they incorporated them here, because it added more and kind of expanded on our world a little bit more, keeping them in the loop instead of just throwing them into the background. So I really did enjoy that. So you got that happening, and Michonne ends up saying, "Okay, look, calm down, Daryl. You saw the herd. How much of them are there?" And Daryl talks about how there's like thousands of them. So Michonne's like, "We can't go in because, you don't have a plan. You don't know what you're going to do when you go in. And it's just going to be a suicide mission." So I really did enjoy that there. And you did get some lines from Lydia saying it's not her mother, because if it was Alpha, she would have sent the entire herd instead of just little waves of herds. So I really did enjoy that. It was a nice council meeting, and I feel like it was a very strong one, because I feel like you got to hear from everybody, and you got Sadiq, who was also going in back and forth due to his PTSD. So I did enjoy that as well. So very good council meeting, and I think it was handled very well in this episode. Then we got the border meeting with Alpha. Now, I really, really enjoyed the border meeting with Alpha. Now, I know a lot of fans were expecting like this big showdown and Alpha's gonna punish them or whatever. Now, I had no expectations of that, so I went into this knowing that wasn't gonna happen. So I really enjoyed this border meeting with them. Now, Alpha mentions that they crossed the border 3 times. Now, we know they crossed in the premiere when Aaron and Michonne were killing walkers, okay? Then we know that they crossed to put out the fire as well in episode 1. But then she mentions the storm. Now, I do not believe in any way whatsoever that they would have known about the storm. That just screams like idiot writing right there. Okay, so you're gonna tell me that they knew how? Did Alpha leave like a couple walkers behind or whispers behind to freeze their butt off and watch just in case someone shows up at the border? Like, I don't know. That just frustrates me because it just doesn't make any sense. I know some fans might argue maybe they found the dead walkers, but I don't know. Like, just because you see dead walkers doesn't mean like our people killed them. So that just kind of annoyed me. It's like, do you have any evidence? Like, dead walkers don't mean anything. I mean, that could be anybody killing dead walkers. Doesn't have to be our group. And I doubt you left a bunch of whispers behind to freeze their butt off and watch just in case someone crossed over to your border. Because that just sounds stupid and idiotic. But Alpha says due to that, they're going to be punished. And I know a lot of people thought someone was going to die. I didn't expect it. So instead, she just took more of their land. So I really did enjoy that. That was a good moment. Now, then you got Carol trying to go after Alpha because Alpha mentions Henry and everything about that. So I did enjoy how Alpha was pushing at Carol's buttons and kind of, playing with Carol's mind. It was a very good moment there. I did enjoy that. Now, the one thing I kind of didn't really like, now I understand why I put it in there, is Carol trying to shoot Alpha. Now, I like it to the one fact that Carol is, someone should have tried to kill her. Okay, that makes sense. But I feel like, I don't know, something about it just felt odd and off to me. It's like, I feel like at that moment, it's like Carol wasn't thinking. Now, I know she's like taking these pills, she's sleep deprived, she's like still mourning. But it just felt somewhat like an idiotic move. It's like, Carol has a brain, start using it. That was just stupid. To me, it came off, I liked it, but at the same time, it just felt stupid and idiotic. So our group heads back. Now, as they're heading back, Carol thinks she sees a whisper, and our group goes looking for it. Now, it's kind of implied at the moment that it's a hallucination. We don't know if it's real at the moment. But then our group heads off to a school to make camp for the night. Now, Carol takes patrol, and now I got mixed feelings about these hallucinations. To one extent, I do like them, but to another extent, I don't. Like, I don't know. I'm torn on this one, because part of me likes them, part of me didn't, and I'm just gonna, I don't know. My biggest issue with hallucinations is it's kind of like it's a dream sequence. Like, if it's not like real or whatever, it doesn't have any playback value. I don't care to go back and rewatch it if it's just fake. So I don't really like it. I don't know. I like it, but at the same time, it's just something I'm not into. I like the idea of Carol and Daryl's thing with his dad being a trucker. I wish that was real though. That should have been real, and I didn't like that they made it a hallucination. That frustrated me a lot. It just felt like they should have made it real, and it was unnecessary. I think it would have helped better if it was an actual story, but since it was a hallucination, I don't care anymore. So, I don't know. I like the idea of the hallucinations, but again, at the same time, they just don't have any replay value for me. So, I kind of have to dock points there. But then Carol ends up in this whisper trap later on. Now, I kind of like this idea, but this is where I feel like Gamma could have been used better. Like, have Gamma set up the trap, have her lead the walkers there, but then have her like leave before she can be killed or whatever. I think that'll work better. Just use her more, and I feel like that could have been used here. Have Gamma track our group after they leave the border. Just felt like it could be necessary, but Carol ends up in a bind because they set up a trap for her, but she kills the walkers and our group ends up fighting her, but she's wounded. So I really did enjoy that. It was a good sequence in a way, but at the same time, not a fan of hallucinations, so kind of had to dock points there because it's just something I don't really care for in regards to hallucinations, but still a very good story. Like the one of Henry later on, Although that one kind of felt a bit off. That one I think was the worst one for me. I feel like the other ones were okay, but the Henry one, eh, didn't really care for that one. That one I feel like was unnecessary and could have been cut because I just didn't care for that one. You got our group returning home, and you got Michonne who checks back in on Judith, and before she mentioned how it wasn't safe, now she mentions that it's safe to come out. Now, I did like the little bonding moment between Michonne, Judith, and RJ. The only one that I'm probably gonna not like about this scene is how Judith was in the exact same position from the beginning. Now I know a lot of people will say it's kind of like paralleling the beginning and the end, but I didn't really like it. It just felt like they filmed the beginning and this scene back to back, so it just kind of took me at the moment. I just felt like it was unrealistic. But overall, okay moment. Nothing I'm like crazy about, but just okay. And then we got some moment between Dante and Sadiq. Now, Dante knows that Sadiq's going through PTSD, and he mentions his time back because we learned that Dante is an army medic, or a former army medic. Now, I like the bonding here between the two of them. I like this scene better with Dante than the one in the premiere. I feel like Dante in the premiere came up a bit like a creep. Here he comes off as like a normal dude who's just trying to help. Prior, he just felt like a weirdo and a creep. Now he's like, yeah, this cool guy. I liked him better. Go continue on with this Dante. Don't do the creepy Dante. Now then we got this scene between Rosita and Eugene, and talking about how Rosita doesn't like how Eugene's kind of been overbearing and like they're never gonna be in a relationship together. Now, this scene felt very, very out of place. I felt like they needed 5 more extra minutes, and they said, let's put in this moment between Eugene and Rosita. Because to me, I feel like we've already gone through this whole thing where they're not going to be a couple. They're not going to be in a relationship together. So why are we spending more time on this? It just felt out of place. I don't care. And I feel like we've already been over this. So I just didn't care. They should have scrapped this whole scene. It didn't need to be in the episode. It just felt like it didn't belong there. Now, the last bit I want to go over is the Negan and Aaron stuff, because this is probably the best part of the episode for me. I really loved the back and forth between these two, and I really like how they had to put these two together. Aaron doesn't want to be with Negan, and neither does Negan want to be with Aaron. So I really like this dynamic here, and I really like how they brought up, like, Eric and how, Negan brings up, like, if you can't protect what's yours, you're going to lose it. So I really like the back and forth between these two, and how, Aaron want to give Negan anything to fight with. They end up getting into trouble, and Negan ends up getting separated from Aaron, but ends up saving Aaron's life because he ends up with some kind of something that like is hurting him and like can make you go blind. I really like these scenes, and I feel like they added more to Negan, and now you got someone who can vouch for Negan because Negan saved his life. I feel like Aaron and Negan now have a good bond together. It's a really, really good moment, and I really liked how they put it all together here. And I really like what they did with these two characters in the episode. My one little con here is, didn't they mention that Aaron was taking a team out? So why was it just him and Negan? I feel like they missed the whole, like, where's the rest of his team? Like, that kind of made me not enjoy it. Like, it took me at the moment for a minute. Like, maybe it's just a nitpick, or maybe I missed something. But I thought he was with other people, and it's like, where's his other people? Why is he just with Negan? So that kind of annoyed me, but overall, really, really enjoyed these moments between these two characters. If I had to give this episode a grade, I'd probably give it a 7. Not much higher than that, but it was an okay episode. Nothing I'm crazy about, but just an okay episode. Yeah, guys, that's my review of The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 3, Ghosts. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way, miss some more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which I have linked in the About section of my YouTube channel. As always, this has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.